What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Muzzle Broke channel. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Rattler trigger group mechanism for the KRISS Vector. The one we got out here today is a Gen 2 SDP enhanced version. This one is chambered in 45 ACP. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I really don't have a direction of where this video is gonna go. It might be first shots, it might be first look, it might be a 1,000 round range review. It all depends on how the trigger performs. So this is it, first shots with this guy. I just installed it last night. I do have an installation video that I did a pretty good job walking through step by step how to do it. But I guess that's enough chit chat. Let's see if this guy actually works. The KRISS Vector FRT by Duality Arms, the Rattler. Gonna just start and making sure it doesn't fire and safe, so that's great. Flipping it to semi-auto here. Interesting reset on the semi-auto, but who cares? Let's switch it to this third position, this Rattler mode, and see what we get. Ooh. Okay, a little hiccup. All right, so we did lock back on that. That was a full stick mag here. A little bit choppy, a little bit interesting. The guys at Duality Arms are really cool. I actually was talking to them on the phone. There may be a little bit of a break-in period for this, so let's just keep running it and see what we get. So for our second mag here, I did just kind of want to use the small stock one. Sometimes the extendos can be a little wonky with the springs. So we got some rounds loaded up in the little mini mag. Let's see if this performs any more efficiently. And for the rest of this, I'm probably just going to rock in this Rattler mode because there's no point in semi-auto. So let's see if she runs. All right, that worked quite a bit better. That was a lot of fun. So I think some of this might be on me. I'm kind of like pulling the trigger down a little too hard. I'm going to try and get a little bit more loosey-goosey with this. All right, so we're loose, we're goose. We're going to rock this nice and slow. I'm going to try not to pull down that trigger as much as I have been. So let's run another stick, see what we get. All right, there we go. We got into a groove now, baby. So definitely works a lot better when you're not smashing that finger down, and it does seem to get better the more rounds we put through it, and the looser and more comfortable I get for it. So let's load them up and run it again. So today we are running a couple different types of ammo. I want to see if this makes a difference. I loaded up this small mag with this Fiachi Target Max here, and the stick mag here with the Blazer. So let's run both of these mags, see how it performs. Starting off that Fiachi in the small mag, straight to Rattler mode. Let's see. Okay, ran clear. I think I might be pulling this a little too hard. Let's see if running that Blazer makes any difference. Oh yeah, she likes the Blazer. Oh, that's incredible. So definitely worked a lot better with that Blazer, and surprisingly with the stick, so hey, can't beat that. Okay, so we do have one more ammo we're gonna try here, this Sire and Bellet. I don't know, I've never heard of this, but I had it laying around, so figured I'd just give it a shot. I will note that all three of the ammos that we've used today are 230 grain. I'm not quite sure if that makes a difference. I probably should be using higher grain, but let's see if it goes. We got a small mag and a stick with that S&B. Starting with the small guy. All right, she doesn't seem to like this ammo at all. And let's rock the stick, see if that makes a difference. Okay, so it seems funny enough that this trigger actually really likes the stick. Typically, a lot of things don't like the stick at all, but this one seems to, which is actually, I would prefer that, so hell yeah. Dude, it's actually fun to finally be able to appreciate the Super V recoiling system, kind of how it's supposed to be shot, and that's a hell of a lot faster than semi-auto. So there was one more thing I wanted to try today, and that is going to be rocking this guy with the suppressor. So we went ahead and threw on the Bushwhacker 46 suppressor here by Griffin Armament, and I'm kind of hoping with maybe a little bit more back pressure, it'll cycle just a little bit better. Not that it's cycling bad, it's actually performing quite well, but let's see how we run it with the can. That's insane. All right, so a hell of a lot better with the can. That's incredible. So absolutely gonna need to do another mag of that. This is wild. Okay, I think we might have found the sweet spot, boys. Definitely with the can is cycling a hell of a lot better. I guess the other thing that tells me is I probably should get a higher grain ammo as well. Typically with higher grain, this stuff's gonna cycle a little bit better. But hey man, I'm kind of poor, I'm kind of broke right now. So, you know, cheap 45 ACP, but let's continue to run this with the can. I wanna try the shorty mag one more time, see if we can't get this to rock here. Yeah, she does not really like that short mag. Okay, I do have a little bit of a jam. Let's see what this malfunction is here. Looks like a failure to feed. Yeah, a little bit of a failure to feed there. Let's try the rest of the mag. She don't like the short mag, so let's give her the big one. Dude, that is so much fun. That's a blast. Obviously, our can's getting a little hot here, but she ran clear. This is doing pretty well with the can. So we got another Vector mag loaded up here. Hey, if you guys made it this far, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit me with a subscribe to the Muzzlebroke channel. We do lots of content here. This video is a little bit less organized than usual, but hey, we're still having a ton of fun here at the range. There's plenty of content here on the channel. Lots of range reviews, shorts. We do a ton of live streams, catch you late night drinking. So hey, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep having some fun with the Vector. So before we rattle some more, I do want to make a quick note, and that is going to be that I have actually had some pretty severe issues with this Vector personally. This is one that I got myself way before the channel, actually, and one of the reasons why you guys probably haven't seen this out on the channel is that I don't really like to shoot it. Obviously, I'm having a ton of fun with the Rattler today, but historically, this gun has given me a ton of issues. That little failure to feed there, I had that absolutely all the time with this, like pretty much almost every range trip. I've tried a good amount of ammo, and it just always kept seeming to happen. So this guy specifically, I don't know if it's the 45 caliber or the Gen 2, or maybe I just got kind of a wonka-donk Vector, but it kind of has been an issue for me, honestly, over the past like 4 or 5 years. I really would like to upgrade to a Gen 3. Maybe I'll look into doing that after this video, but just something to note that some of the feeding issues or reliability issues that we may be seeing today are probably just due to this Vector being a little bit shitty, unfortunately. But hey, it is what it is. The Rattler trigger's making it a lot more fun. Let's run some more through it. So doing very well with this little burst here. I would like to run through a full mag, but let's see if we can do it. Dude, that is a lot of fun when it rips like that, and very controllable too. Okay, we did just have another failure to feed there, but like I was kind of saying, I think that's just a problem with my gun specifically. But nah. So at this point, I would actually kind of like to take a second and talk about some of the other Vector trigger options out there on the market, because quite honestly, I think this Duality Arms Rattler is the best of the group. There are 2 other Vector triggers, FRTs, situations that I've tried, and both have not worked very well at all. I hate to talk mad shit about companies, but this is just kind of what it is. This is my experience, and you know, to me, the 2 products that I really didn't have great experiences with, number 1 was a binary trigger, the double tap KRISS Vector trigger. I got that for this bad boy years ago. I unfortunately don't have any footage of it, but it was really bad. It was really choppy. The binary worked kind of sometimes every once in a while, and it definitely did cause a ton of issues and malfunctions for the gun, so I got rid of that. After that, I did try the Karmic Tactical Big Burt device. I think I actually have a couple of shorts out on the channel, and I still have that one at the house. But that being said, I didn't really have a great range review with it. I bought a bunch of rounds. I went and tried to do a big range review, and it just was a little choppy, a little unreliable, and there really wasn't much I could do to fix that. Now, although I really haven't been able to clear a full mag with the Rattler trigger here, this is working quite a bit better than both of those options, and the customer service at Duality Arms is pretty great. So after this kind of first looks video today, I'm definitely going to have a phone call with that gentleman and see what I could do to dial this in, because when this is dialed, I mean, it's ripping. To critique myself, my Vector kind of blows, and it's always blown, so sorry guys. And 2, I am running some pretty cheap rounds, but you know, hey, it is what it is. That's enough talking, not enough shooting. Alrighty guys, so final thoughts on the Duality Arms Rattler trigger component for the KRISS Vector. Off the rip, I gotta say it's a lot of fun, man. This video for me is a little bit less structured than we usually do the long form videos, and I had a good time. This trigger is a lot of fun. When it rips, it rips. And with the Rattler, just like most other binaries, FRTs, anything that you're doing to highly modify the gun, you're gonna run into some hiccups. You're gonna run through a little bit of a trial period, I guess I'll call it. In my experience, every time I've done something like this, you really do have to put in a little bit of work and a little bit of effort to kind of get that dialed in. You can see earlier in the video, I thought that short mag was going to run great, and it didn't. The stick mags ran great. I wasn't quite sure how it would perform with the suppressor, but ended up working better suppressed. I'm kind of kicking myself for not having some heavier 45 grain ammo. I think that would run a lot better in this thing than kind of that cheaper stuff I was using today. But hey, you know, you live and learn, and that's what having fun's about, and that's what kind of shooting's about. That's what's kind of life's about, isn't it? All right, back on track. The Duality Arms Rattler trigger was a lot of fun. I had a good time with it. Like I said, it has performed much better than really the only 2 other options that kind of get your Vector to shoot a little bit faster, that double tap binary and the Karmic Tactical Big Burt device. And like I said earlier, man, I've actually had some conversations with the gentleman at Duality Arms, and he's a great dude. He's super solid, real chill, real helpful. He actually like kind of FaceTimed with me when I was being a bonehead installing the trigger components, so really appreciate that. You know, something that I think is really important in the gun space is giving companies a chance to kind of like help you. I think a lot of people get something and it doesn't work the way they want it to, and they just kind of like rage out, and you know, at the end of the day, like, this is a machine and machines fail, and quite honestly, more often than not, not, it's you being a bonehead, some user failure, some user issues. And quite honestly, it's probably why I wasn't able to run full mags. I'm running shitty ammo, and that's on me. But overall, the kind of first look at the Rattler trigger here for the Vector was a good time. Definitely the most fun gun I shot today at the range, so hey, can't complain there. But I would definitely stay tuned because we are going to get this guy tuned in, and this should be ripping without issue, hopefully here in the very near future. Alrighty, gang, well, I appreciate you chilling out with me today. This has been a really good time. I love having you guys here on the channel. I love chatting with y'all. I love shooting guns. So if you could do me a huge favor and subscribe to the Muzzlebroke channel, the whole team here at the Muzzlebroke channel, the whole team that I work with would really appreciate that. So hit that subscribe button, like the video, share with your buddies. I will catch you guys at the next Muzzlebroke video, but you all have a safe, amazing, and fun week. And don't forget to tell your mom you love her. You never know what's going to happen. So tell your parents you love them. I'm going to dedicate this video to my grandpa Mike. He actually shot the KRISS Vector. If I can find that clip, I'm putting it in the end of this video. So big shout out to my grandpa Mike. He's a very influential figure in my life. Got me into guns from a young age, along with my dad. So shout out to grandpa Mike. I'll catch you guys next time. Love you all to death.